Talking about P. Diddy and all his peeps, we're talking about all those people and businesses that took PPP loans. Because these three agencies right here are doing investigations and they are coming for anybody who did anything fraudulent. The DOJ has sent subpoenas to the big banks wanting everybody's records for an investigation of potential abuse of the $660 billion emergency loan program. Now, if you're a business that received $2 million or greater in PPP loans, you're automatically on the audit list. And they're not just investigating the businesses, they're investigating all the people who claim to have a business by just answering these three questions and took out PPP loans. And when you look at these three questions, it's almost like they were setting people up to commit fraud. They hung a carrot in front of their face and made it so easy. They didn't even have to prove they had a business. And many have already been arrested and gone to jail for this.
17 deputies have been arrested and charged with fraud. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live with this developing story. Roy.
Nearly 100 BSO employees did apply for the PPP loans. And of the 100, 17 of them are now facing federal charges. Did you believe you were receiving these loans legitimately? 17 members of the Broward Sheriff's Office, which include both BSO deputies and detention deputies, released from the federal courthouse in Fort Lauderdale after being indicted on charges that include wire fraud after federal investigators said they fraudulently applied for and received funds from the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP loans.
Even if you decide to pay back the money and took it fraudulently, the time is 5 to 30 years in prison and up to $1 million in fines. Now, 97% of the loans were taken out to pay payroll. And so because these businesses had to spend 60% of it on payroll, one of the things they're probably going to be looking into is how many of these businesses took those loans, but then after they got the loan, turned around and laid those employees off due to COVID. And just because those businesses may have gotten those loans forgiven, they're not out of the woods either. Now, I have said it before and I'll say it again. We are in a season of karma, and anything that has been done in the dark is going to be brought to the light. Secondly, anytime you think you're getting a good deal or you're getting something for free, it's best to read the fine print, because nothing in this world is free.
Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation, I came out there and push this word in truth and in sincerity. Look at here. There's a PPP loan warrant list that's out there. And you had this one chick, they knocked on her door and said she was under arrest for fraud. I showed you a video, a video of police officers, deputies, getting locked up for PPP loan fraud. You can't make this up. Even the police officers are out there defrauding the government. That was a bad time. In 2020, people were struggling, getting laid off. But just because you're committing fraud and you thinking that this is an open opportunity for you to get some money, that fraudulent activity that you committed is going to come back to bite you in your ass. And look what's happening. Now, I know a few people that took out them loans. Some are on the run. I'm not going to mention their names. Some of them are locked up. Some of them are out on bail. But it's not looking good for people that don't have a clue of what's going on and not knowing that they're on the list. See, 4 years have passed. And it's not funny, but that's an evil act right there. To commit fraud against the government. This still is not stealing a sin. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 1. Do no evil, so shall no harm come to thee. Committing fraud and lying and stealing is an evil act. And now the harm that's going to come to your ass, the FBI, which the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Department of Justice, and I forget the other one, but they are doing a massive investigation, and they are about to lock you people up. So once again, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 1. Do no evil, so shall no harm come to thee. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn from thee. The unjust, you got these people, all right, what they would do is they would fix up this loan and get it passed through to get a cut of that money, but the person, they using they name, they banking account, they social security number, so it's a paper trail, but the person that did it for you, there's no paper trail. This is bad, man. For a lot of people, this is bad. You're gonna be the one because you spent that money going on luxurious trips. You know, whether you're going to Barbados, whether you're going to wherever the hell you went, Barbados, Jamaica, you buying fancy cars. Some women were getting BBLs and they titties, you know, done up. There was a lot of nigger rich shit going on out there, man. Nigger rich activities from that PPP loan. It says, back in the book of Sirach 7, verse 3, my son, sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness. That's an unrighteous act to do, man. Commit fraud, be covetousness, you know. To be covetous, you know what I'm saying? You know, and doing bad things to receive money, not knowing it's gonna come back to bite you in your ass. It says, my son, sow not upon the furrows of unrighteousness, and thou shalt not reap them sevenfold. Now you about to go to jail. And most of these people, they forgot about it. They spent that money. That money is gone. That money is gone. They have no business. They didn't have anything. They just spent that on cars, trips. So that money is gone. So now you gotta pay. Now you gotta pay, man. When you was in your prosperity, everything was all good. You was flossing your vehicle. You was flossing, taking trips, doing this, doing that, going on social media, flashing mad hundreds, putting money by your ear like it's a phone. You know how Jake do. Some people even flipped it and started selling drugs. That's how demented and bugged out these Jakes are out there. Not knowing it's a paper trail you leaving. And this PPP loan, 10 years before they can't come after you no more. I forgot what they call it. It's called 10 years. After 10 years, you know, it's called damn, it's on the tip of my tongue. After a while, they can't come after you no more for it. But it's only the 4th year. So they're making their business to lock you people up that didn't have a business, that can't show for that you got a business. Yeah, you riding around in a Corvette, you riding around in whatever kind of a Jaguar, whatever kind of car you fancy at the time, but that money is gone, and you going to jail. And you going to jail. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 25. And it reads, in the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there's no more remembrance of prosperity. Let's read it again so it can wrap around your head. Those who took out the PPP loans, and now you're running from the law, you're about to get locked up because there's warrants for your arrest. Rest assured of that. Don't think that's not going to happen. That's out of that's not in your future. Now is not the time to be getting locked up. You see what's going on all over the world? Israel just hit Iran in retaliation what Iran did to them, in retaliation what Israel did to Iran. So the Lord is amping everything up, speeding everything. Look what's going on over in Russia, with Ukraine, Poland. Everything is heating up. And of course, days away, about a week away from the 2024 elections, and anything can happen. After November 5th, perhaps life is going to be different. So there's no time to be getting locked up. Let's read it again. When you was in your prosperity, you was not thinking about this. You was spending that money, being nigger rich. You wasn't thinking about, oh, what if they come at me for this? No, you was thinking about, oh, I got over on the government. This is my come up. I deserve this. So, being that I got this come up, I'm going to go take this trip. Or being that I got this come up, I'm going to take this trip. And while I'm out there, I'm going to go get me a BBL. Get my titties done. I'm going to have a good time and come back with a fat rump and perky titties now. But now you got to pay the piper. That's when you was in your prosperity mode. Book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 25. In the day of prosperity, when you was taking them luxurious trips, when you went and got that BBL, when you went and got that nice ride, when you stashed some dough, when you went being nigger rich, went and bought 3 or 4 pounds of weed and got it on the street, that's all evil. That's nigger shit, man. And that's why you're going to pay the price. In a day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. Because you wasn't being afflicted then, you was having a good old time. But now, here comes the affliction. And in the day of affliction, there's no more remembrance of prosperity. Because that money is gone. You blew that money. Like you had Rothschild money, Rockefeller money. No, you got a few thousand, probably 50,000, 30,000, 40,000, 20,000, whatever they gave you. Hell, 10,000 some people got. Now look at you. You're about to go to jail. You're about to go to jail, and for a very long time. But guess what? The good news is, America ain't got that long. So that jail cell is going to be your tomb. Because America's going to get hit with some nuclear missiles. And America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction and concentrated fire when Yahweh Shah cracked them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. But you're not going to be delivered. All you people that took them PPP loans, that was nigger rich, you're not going to be delivered. That's going to be your tomb. Like I said, that's going to be your goddamn tomb, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, in the Bible, chapter 8, verse 11, and it reads, "Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the sons of men are fully set them to do evil." That was an evil act you did. Defrauding the government. And I did a video on this probably like a year ago or 8 months back, somewhere close to a year or probably a year, going into people that I knew that was on the run that got caught up. But here it is now. The money is gone. You're going to jail. And you probably changed your life. You probably got a job. You probably had a couple of children, got married, or had a child and got married. But now all that's going down the drain because you're going to jail. Ain't no sense crying now. Or ain't no sense running now because they're going to find you. It may take a couple of years, but they're going to find you. Because it's called a paper trail. If you still receiving government benefits, they definitely going to find you. If you use your debit card or your bank card, they're going to find you. They're going to know where it was used at. If you don't have straight cash, you're done. If you depend on the government, you're done. They're going to find you. It may take a little time because you bounce from here, you bounce from there. If you got Section 8, you're done. They're going to find you. Because this is the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the sons of men is fully set to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, you commit all kind of iniquity, sin upon sin. Took that PPP loan, which was fraudulent in the first place. Now you're doing even more evil things with it. You went and altered your body, which you shouldn't have no knife going and getting cutting into your flesh, unless it's absolutely necessary to have it take place. If you need surgery for life-saving purposes, I could see. But let's get your flesh cut into, to get a BBL, or to get your boobies enlarged. That's wicked. That's vain. It says, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with him that fear Yahweh, which fear before him, but it shall not be well with the wicked. This is twofold. It's talking about Esau and you wicked ass jakes out there that don't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. But in due time, you're going to be seeking answers. And you're not going to receive shit. Because you're going to remain in that state that you're in until the Lord destroys this place. And there's scriptures to prove that. It says, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before the Lord Yahweh. We know Esau, the so-called white man, definitely don't fear before the Lord. But the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans is running wild like wild bulls in the net, pursuant to Isaiah the 51st chapter, the 20th verse on down. You're gonna get caught up in something called martial law. You're gonna get caught up because the Lord appointed 4 kinds of deaths for you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that can't get right, won't get right. And that's programmed to not to get right. Because the Lord ultimately programmed your ass not to be right. To be wicked. Following the ways of the so-called white man and the rest of the nations, man. Pursuant to Jeremiah chapter 15 verse 1 on down to 3, the Most High appointed 4 kinds of deaths for you sorry ass Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. And he's going to use Esau, the so-called white man, who was sharpening that sword as we speak, as I'm doing this video, pursuant to Ezekiel 21, verse 9 on down to 12, he's going to use Esau to do it, the so-called white man. So there's no escaping. And this is all judgment of the Lord. You wanted to go out there and commit fraudulent acts against the government as if you wasn't going to be able to, like you was going to escape, riding off in the sunset with money that don't belong to you, which you got it by thievery, fraudulent activities. You lied just to steal from the government. And now you got to pay. Now you got to pay, man. Now you got to pay. And no telling how long you're going to stay locked up. Like I said, until the Most High allows Yahweh Shai to come and destroy this place. And it's sad. It's a damn shame that that a lot of people became uppity just to be brought back down to reality. Now you got people on the run. The same way you was up on the clouds, extolling yourself, passing people by, driving your nice little ride, doing this, doing that. Now you passing people back. When you're coming back down to reality, you seeing them same people looking at you, shaking their head like, I told you. I told you. Now it's over. Now it's over. And now you got the dumb look on your face. That nervous look on your face. Because you know, deep in your heart, they coming for your ass. In the back of your mind, which is your heart, the back of your mind, you know they coming for that ass. And all the rest of you stools, you stool pigeons that thought you was going to get over on the government by defrauding the government, they're coming for you. Not that they care about the money, because they could print FRNs. They print billions of FRNs, trillions of FRNs a day. It's not about the money. It's about setting you up and putting you in jail. And that's what they did with that PPP loan. They set your ass up. It is what it is. It is what it is. One more scripture before I close it out. Let me just get this real quick. Because a lot of you out there, Salaki, I lost my scripture. I gotta get it again. A lot of you out there thought you was getting over. A lot of you thought that everything was good, that you wasn't gonna have to pay that back. But now, now, your ass is cooked. Damn, I lost that scripture. Lord willing to come back to me. I'll be right this out, come back to me. But yeah, bottom line, you're done. All of you. You might as well just turn yourself in. Which is better than looking over your shoulder. It's easy for me to say that. Turn yourself in. Because I'm not in that situation. Which I won't put myself in a situation like that. Being greedy for gain. Not the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to do. And that's a part of them great miseries that's coming. You don't think it's a miserable thing of you being in a miserable state, sitting in a goddamn prison, being a sitting duck for whatever happens? We're in a time of war. We're not in a time of prosperity. We're in a time of war, death and destruction. 2nd Ezra chapter 8 verse 50, the water Yahweh Yahushua came back to me. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. You was high in the sky when you had that money. But now the misery is about to come upon you. If you got a job, if you got newborn children, you got your apartment, you're going to lose all that. Just because you was greedy for gain, do fraudulent activities. Now, you deal in the vice, you got to pay the price. When you deal in the vice, you got to pay the price. When you dealing in wicked vices, you're going to pay. You're going to pay. With a person sowing life, he should also reap it. With a person sowing life, you sowing wickedness and corruption and thievery and lies, you're going to reap it. Sevenfold. Have a good journey. Shalom.